Have you ever thought about what 10 minutes of doing something every day consistently can do for your life? And it serves as a double edged sword because you could do something bad for 10 minutes every day and that change your life in a negative way. And you could also do something impactful and positive for your life for 10 minutes every day, and that could change uh, your life in a positive way. I think it's our innate nature to want to go go full blown mode on something. Like, someone comes up with a business idea, and man, they become passionate about that business idea for a little bit. And to them, it's like, I got to be working on this for 8 hours. I got to be working on this for 10 hours a day, every single day. And there are some outliers of people who are willing to put in that work at the initial jump. But those people and those cases are very rare. And those cases come because someone may have the big why behind as to why they're doing that. And it pushes and drives them from a deeper core, deeper place. But for the most of us, people always will say, hey, you must have a significant why as to why you're doing something. But does it hurt to just say, hey, I'm just doing it because I want a better future? Like, that's a simple statement. But when people talk about whys and you hear all these motivational speakers, your why got to be so deep. And honestly, it doesn't really have to be. If you want to, start something and get at it 10 hours a day, then yeah, maybe you need a huge why and a huge drive to want to do that. But how about if it's just, a simple 10 minutes a day of doing something every day? You've been wanting to learn how to code for a long time. You've been wanting to learn how to program or how to, make music, make beats, learn a new language because you plan on traveling the world. Your why could just be that simple. I want to see the world. It doesn't have to be more than that. It could be if you want it to be. And I think that your why and your faith and the reason behind why you do things changes over time as you grow and you adult and you actually get to experience it and get to refine your philosophy around life. But let's face it though, if you were to do something 10 minutes every day, how would that impact your life? You would avoid burnout. That's number one. A lot of people want to be that hare or the rabbit in the race, instead of being that turtle who actually won the race and just took it slow. And there's a great quote that I've read somewhere, I don't know where, but going slow is going faster. Are you going slow enough to understand what you're learning so that the results would show up as if you learned fast? Are you willing to run slow to get faster? That's a real thing. Look it up. If you want to train for a marathon and you want to be a faster runner, everybody will tell you, all the professionals will tell you, run at, zone 2, which is, 180 minus your age, the math 180 formula, and run slow for a long time to get faster over time. It's not that difficult, but we make it difficult because propaganda, is sold to us. Hey, if you want to be the best at what you do, you got to do it for 12 million hours. If you want to be the best at what you do, you got to be willing to, put in all these hours a day. But how about if you're not that person? How about if you have a full-time job, you have a family you have to take care of? How can you make significant progress if you don't have 8 hours? And the truth is, it's not that you need 8 hours, it's that you need to consistently show up every single day for whatever time you need. And sometimes, this is where I say adulting comes in a little bit, right? Priorities come into play, you have to prioritize what you're learning based off the current circumstance that you're living through. And it may be that your job is requiring you to, learn a new software that's launching. And in order for you to get that promotion that you've been dying for, you want to be seen as extremely proficient at this thing, And that can kind of help you get towards your goal, which is getting promoted. And that might only take you, 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, but that's not 30 minutes a day and then 30 minutes something else. I've realized over my life is that I've tried to learn too many things at once, and that also burns out, You don't diversify when you're trying to learn things. You stick to one thing and make sure that you get to a level of mastery before you try to move on to the next thing, if it really interests you. If you're just trying to learn a little aspect of it, then that's fine. You can pick it up and then drop it within a month or two or a couple of weeks. But if you want to be a master, you want to, achieve a great level of measure on that thing, it'll be beneficial for you to just stick with that one thing and move on. But I think that's how you kind of navigate through hobbies and interests and activities that you like to do. But avoiding burnout is such a big thing because, when you get to a place of burnout, you feel so much regret, so much lack of confidence to say like, oh my gosh, I told myself I was going to do it, but it's already like 6 months later and I haven't done anything. And now I'm starting from zero, and you keep restarting. How about you stop restarting? You don't have to restart all the time. All you have to do is take it slow. Put the game on pause for a little bit. Resume. Put the game on pause for a little bit. Resume. Put the game on pause for a little bit. Resume. And that's how you get measurable, progress. That's how you start progressing. It's little steps, baby steps. And eventually you'll get to a place and point in time which, people like Andrew Huberman and all these scientist people, they talk about being in flow state. It's not that hard to get into flow state if you love what you do, If you're passionate about what you do and what you're trying to do, comes out of your heart, it's easy to get into flow state, but it'll be a lot harder for you to get there if you're just, doing something that you don't love, or you haven't built a callus to get there, So take it slow. I challenge you to look into your personal life and reflect on areas where you've been taking it too fast and you've been burning out consistently. Maybe you haven't even realized that you're burning out in certain areas. Check that, refine that. And all you have to do is say, hey, listen, I'm gonna start the game, I'm gonna put it on pause for a little bit. I'm gonna resume it, put it on pause. Resume it, put it on pause. Do that long enough, and then you complete the game. And now you get the result you want. And then you're like, it's actually not as bad as I thought it would be. And also, it took a little longer than I expected, but I'm glad it did because I learned how to sustain that thing, And I say this humbly. I'm still learning how to really apply this concept to my life, but I have in certain areas, and it's benefited me, and it's helping me grow each day. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Have a blessed night. Peace.